I think that firstly we need to understand that there's a need for radical change. The money won't be there from government in the way that's been in the past, but even that money hasn't been delivering what we need. In villages, they've been too often neglected for the affordable housing that's desperately needed to keep them as living, working communities. So the people who work in rural communities can no longer afford to live there and are gradually being priced out. And the threat is not just to those individuals in terms of housing need, but it also means the shop can't find the staff, the farm can't find the staff, there aren't the local tradespeople, and the school isn't being used and the shop isn't being used. So the village dies if we don't make sure there is housing available to ordinary income families who work in those communities. Whilst in the market towns, where development is taking place, they're being ringed by unattractive soulless estates with no housing, shops, workplaces as they're sequentially developed out, and everybody ends up with housing at the end of their garden where there used to be fields. I'm asking for a big change, and it's all the way up. It's a change in the planning authority, the council chamber. It's a change in the approach of government and the planning rules themselves, but I think it's absolutely necessary, and if the credit crunch means anything, it ought to make it obvious to everybody we can't go on as we did. And with the housing waiting lists that we see in rural communities and the very low incomes for people living in rural areas, it's pretty obvious that those communities themselves need change.